Good morning, everyone, and I am here with the chapter first, that is categories of computers and computer languages. Okay, in the last session, we have done in this chapter is the types of computer. Got it? And in this session, we will learn about the programming languages and then the language interpreter, or you can say language processors. Okay. So, if in the last session we came to know about different types of computer, like the mainframe and supercomputers, mobile computers. There's so many. Now, once we will take a quick revise of the last session and then we will proceed. Okay, fine. Now, in the last session, we have learned about the types of computer. Basically, it is categorized on it depends upon their size and computing abilities. Right? The computer range from supercomputers to the tiny computers embedded in the car or calculator or washing machines and other appliances. Actually, we are surrounded with the multiple computers and it is of various shapes and sizes. They are available in the various shapes and sizes. If we are using the microwave, that also you have the embedded computer. You are using your music system, it also has the embedded computer in it. So now in the last session we have learned about the different types of computer: mobile computer, mini computer, microcomputers, mainframe computers, and then supercomputers. These are the five computers we have types of computer we have learned in the last session. Now in this session we will learn about the programming languages. What is programming languages? Right, then the all what are the four generation of programming languages we have. Okay, so let's start the chapter. Now, what is programming language? Basically, if we talk about programming languages, what is it is actually a programming language is a computer language. Got it? Which is used by the programmers to develop software programs. And you can, in the easy simple sentence, you can say is that it is the set of instruction for the computer to execute. Okay, it is the formal language designed to communicate or instruct to the computer. है ना? As the over the years, the many programming languages have been involved in a big way. Okay, so we will learn the various generation of programming language in this session. So, in the first generation of computer language, that is programming language, what were used? The binary code were used, that is 0 and 1s, to give the instruction to the computer. Okay, and that 0 and 1 language was also called machine language or low level language. Okay, and the computer in this language, that machine level language, the computer was directly, it was directly understands the machine language. But programmers it was very difficult to understand, not to understand, to write the code or to find out the errors in the program. As for just a simple a, they used to write 0 1 0 0 0 0 1. It was very difficult to just understand. So it machine language programs were executed very fast, no doubt, and they utilizes very less memory, but instead of that, it was very difficult to program in that. Okay, so the programmers written a machine language may or may not run on another machine, since the design of the different computer is having different. Right, then we have then after the this we have the second generation of computer came. Not computer, the programming language of second generation arises arised, and in that the second generation of programming language was very short word of for commands to give the instruction to the computer. We used to use very short words to give the command to the computer, okay, in the form of instruction. And these commands were called mnemonic, okay, mnemonic codes. And it was low level programming language or called the assembly language. Basically, assembly language is also the machine dependent. Thus, the program written for one computer may not run on the another computer, and it was very difficult if because assembly language was easier than machine language, but still it was difficult for the human to find out the error or to write the codes, okay, in the assembly language also. But in comparison to machine language, this the assembly language was is little easier. Then coming to in the field of programming language, then came the third generation of programming language. And in that generation, it was introduced to the high level language. In that third generation programming language, the high level language was introduced, okay, and it was also known as referred as high level language generation, okay. And it was very portable, and the machine dependent language was there. As you are speaking in English now, the same code can be the code was in that language. Further, when you will study in the for Python or Java or C++, you will go for the studies or you go for the coding, you will find the normal English language is being used, okay. If you will ask me what is high level language, it is the human readable language basically. And if we talk about machine language, it is the machine readable language, okay. So high level language is a human readable language in which you can to which you can easily understand, got it. And that came in the third generation, okay. So the third generation programming language, also referred as a high level languages, are portable or machine independent language. And the second point was both the generation was not machine independent, but the third generation programming language was the machine independent language. Got it? So using this language, a program written on one computer can also be used on the another computer, okay. And this was the best part, got it. So it was user friendly, as this is the high level it was the high level language, so it was very user friendly and the machine independent. These two factors was there in the third generation of computer programming language, got it. And the examples of third generation computer language was Fortran, Pascal, C and basics. ठीक है? And the C is the mother of all languages. Then coming to the fourth generation of computer programming language. So in the fourth generation programming language are more advanced than traditional high level programming languages because they use commands which were more like short English phrases. Now we are using the very short English phrases. Are types of commands are there, the syntax are there, which is used to execute the program, okay. So so they are actually we have the syntax owns, and every program has their own syntax. Once the programmer learns those rules and syntax and the structure, they write the source code in the text editor, okay. And the programmer then write the codes, and in that then those programs what they are writing, they get compiled, okay. And then it converted into, once they get compiled, they converted into machine language, which is understood by the computer, got it. And then the computer understands your instruction. So if we talk about the example, so you have the example for the fourth generation computer, that is SQL. SQL also it can be said SQL or SQL, and that is structured query language or basic Visual Basic or Java. These are the examples of fourth generation programming language. Got it? Then if we talk about fourth generation programming language features, for the first of all we have the fourth points that we have no, we have seen in the fourth generation of we are dealing with. It is very short English phrase like. The syntax are very short and it is very friendly short English phrase like syntax. We have higher user friendly and machine independent. Got it? This is the second point. You have highly result oriented with minimal requirement of programming skills. जो आप कोडिंग कर रहे हो उससे आपको जो आपका रिजल्ट आता है, उस कोडिंग के बाद जो आपका रिजल्ट आपको चाहिए वो आपको मोस्टली मिल जाता है. तो आपको क्या होता है, ये रिजल्ट ओरिएंटेड होता है आपका. ये जो फोर्थ जनरेशन के जितने प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेजेस आए हैं वो सब सारे क्या हैं, आपके हाईली रिजल्ट ओरिएंटेड है. ठीक है, दे आर द यूजर फ्रेंडली एंड मशीन डिपेंडेंट. ओके, और उसमें जो जो सिंटेक्स यूज होता है वो क्या होता है, शॉर्ट इंग्लिश phrase types hota hai, which is very friendly for us to write. Got it? And the fourth point is developed for reducing the time and cost in occurred in the development process of the software. Okay, na? It reduces your time and effort also. Got it? And if we talk about the fourth generation programming language example, the best we have the Python right now, and we are having the Python in the 11th and 12th also. PHP, Delphi, Ruby, Perl. Okay, these are the languages of the example. This is the best example, the high level language. Okay, now coming to the language processor. So what is processor? We have learned about the programming languages, right? Now we are learning about language processor. What is language processor? Actually, language processor is a special type of computer software. Got it? It's a special type of computer software that can be translate the source code into an object code or machine code. You will ask me, ma'am, what is source code? So I must tell you, source code is basically a high level language, that is the human readable language. Now what we are writing is, we are writing in the high level language. Do this, else this type of the language we are using. This is very simple and easy to understand by human being. Okay, that the work of language processor is to convert the binary as to convert the high level language, or you can say the source code, that is the machine language, source code, that is the high level language, to the object code, that is the machine language. Okay, or in a simple sentence, language processor, what is the work of language processor? It converts the human readable language to the machine readable language, and then again once the work is done, then machine readable language into the human understandable language. Got it? This is the basic work of language processor has. Got it? Now language processor are those software that translate programming language to a machine understandable form. Got it? And different programming languages require different language processor. So what are the different language processor we have? So we have assembler, then we have compiler, and then we have interpreter. Now you will say, ma'am, what is the difference between this assembler, interpreter or compiler? So I must tell you, An assembler translates a program written in assembly language into the machine language. Got it? For writing just A in the computer, what happens? We are just typing A, na? That A is now converted into convert the work of, suppose I'm having some code in the Python. I'm writing something. I'm just pressing A. That A is, for me it's A, but for computer, if we talk about computer language, it changes into 0 and 1, and the code will be for this is 0 1 0 0 0 0 5 times 0 and then 1. Got it? So it's very Hercules task. So the assembler, what is the work of assembler? An assembler translate a program written in assembly language into the machine language. Got it? As I told you, machine assembly language is easier than the machine language. So many of the programmer used the assembly language also for giving the instruction. For example, an assembler converts LDA hash 4. This is the assembly language. This is the a piece of assembly language you have to this. This is the machine language 0 and 1. Okay, this is more difficult to understand than this. A program written in assembly language is also called source program or source code, as I have discussed right now. Okay, source code or source program. Source code is the, it refers to the program code written by a programmer in high level programming language, that is HLL. Suppose C, for example, C, Java or C++. Whereas the program converted into machine language by the assembler is called the object program or object code. Got it? Now coming to the interpreter. So what is interpreter? Actually, whenever you are writing the code, a piece of code, suppose you are making one calculator in Python. Okay, if you want to make a calculator, you have to write some code which will work behind. Okay, suppose you are writing code, so line by line you are writing code for the calculator. Okay, so and what is the work of interpreter? An interpreter translate a program one line at a time and execute the translated instruction before proceeding to the next line. What happens is, once you have done with the code, you will execute the code. If the language is of the interpreter, then what will happen is it will check line by line. It will go execute line by line code, and if it will trigger some of the issue or the problem or error in the code, it will stop there. Okay, it will find any of the issue or error in the code, it will stop there. So hence it converts the high level language program into the machine language line by line, as well as executes it. While translating the source code, the interpreter keeps checking for error and stops if it finds one. Okay, this is the one of the function. वो क्या करेगा, आपने जो भी कोड लिखा है उस कोड को वन लाइन बाय वन, लाइन, वन लाइन, देन सेकेंड लाइन, देन थर्ड लाइन, वो आपका एग्जीक्यूट करेगा. अगर कहीं पे भी उसको एरर शो मिलेगा उस ड्यूरिंग द इन द कोड, वो जो एग्जीक्यूशन है वो वहीं रुक जाएगा और आपको आपका एरर बता दिया जाएगा दैट यू हैव डन सम मिस्टेक इन दिस लाइन. गॉट इट? सो नाउ कमिंग टू द कंपाइलर. कंपाइलर, आपने कोड लिखा. अब जैसे मैंने कोड की बात यहाँ पे इंटरप्रेटर में की कि आप कोड लिख रहे हो फॉर द कैलकुलेटर. ओके, एंड देन यू आर एग्जीक्यूटिंग इट. और अगर आपका जो लैंग्वेज जो भी आप यूज़ कर रहे हो फॉर राइटिंग द पीस ऑफ कोड, सो अगर वो इंटरप्रेटर है तो फिर वो लाइन बाय लाइन जाएगा, उसका चेक होगा. अगर वो कंपाइलर है तो अगर कंपाइलर यूज़ करता तो फिर वहाँ पे क्या हो जाएगा आपका, it will be checking in one go. Actually, if the conversation fails, sorry, if the conversation fails due to errors present in the program, all the errors are consolidated and reported in one file. Okay, after all the errors are removed, the program will be recompiled, and after the compilation, program is completed. The program can be directly executed. Various languages like COBOL, C, C++ uses the compiler. If we talk about Python, it uses the interpreter. Okay, to change the higher level language to the object code. Okay, that is the machine language. So we have learned about the interpreter also, compiler also, and the assembler also. So for this, right now we have completed the chapter, and it's my request, please go through the chapter one more, or not one more, two more times, as I have shared the PDF also, and you have the video also. Just go through the chapter, go through the lesson, and if you will find any any issue or any query related to the session, please let me know through my email id, that is soumyajhagps@gmail.com. Students, in the next session I will share the question answer of this particular chapter. Okay, till that time, stay at home, stay healthy, and stay safe.